Hey folks, Dave back here. Yeah, we're going to do it here. We're going to do some late night baseball here on the channel, as I call it my chat room here. And I had so much fun playing that payoff pitch game that I'm going to fire up that project I was going to do. I bought the 1983 season, and I says I'm going to, do a game in a week, kind of like what Ron does and what, RJL does, is to go play a game and then have the rest get simulated. Well, I'm going to do that like I did with the 1979 project, remember that, in Digital Diamond. And I'm going to do it in Digital Diamond and let Digital Diamond simulate the other games. But I'm going to go and follow along the best I can. So let me just let me do this, and that should. All right, so that should put us where we need to be. And this is in, I think I have it all squared away with rosters and pictures and logos and the whole bit. So I had this thing all prepped, ready to go, and then I kind of had a falling out with payoff pitches, I mentioned. But we're going to try it again here and see if we can get this to work, and we'll do this the best we can. I might want to zoom out just a tad here on this. I won't be able to get it in as tight on this one here because I am planning on using the whole field here. So I had to cut back on a few things. But anyway, let's get it going here. We're at Memorial Stadium. It's opening day for both of these teams. And again, I'm just going to kind of play, a game here, a game there like I did in 79. But at least I can keep stats. That's what I want to do and see how it goes. And I'm going to play with one game. In 1979, if you do remember, I played with a whole bunch of different game engines. And it was fun. It was fun. But I'm going to just play with one here tonight. So let's get it going here. As you can see, our lineup on the screen, Wilson, Washington, Brett, Otis, McRae, Akins, White, Martin, and Wathen. And on the mound for Kansas City is Larry Gura. And starting, of course, pitching is Martinez, Dennis Martinez. In the outfield, Renicky, Shelby at Ford. In the infield, you got Murray, Dower, Ripken, Hernandez, and behind the plate, Dempsey. And here we go. So let's play some payoff pitch. I had a good time playing earlier, so I'm going to try to fire up this project. It's something I'll just play around on the side, some offline, some online. But, again, let's just kick off this. We'll try to kick off this on a high note. All right, so we got an 8. It's going to be in play. And on the righty, in play 48. It looks like that's going to be a G3. So I'm going to remember all my codes here because I'm going to be putting in the codes. And this is going to be a G3. And I'm not going to worry about too many crazy things going on as far as all this other stuff. I'm just going to let the game handle a lot of it. All right, so we got one away, and it's UL Washington coming up here. Washington for Kansas City. And here we go. So we have a 3. That'll be in play. And in play 06 is a triple, really. Yep, against the righty, that's going to be a triple. That's the only number that could come up. And in play 6 is a triple. So that's going to be, I think that's 3B, right? Yep, in the right field. That's going to jump into the corner. And Washington goes down to third. So we have a man on third with a triple here, and it's George Brett coming up against Dennis Martinez. Oh boy. Here we go. So we have an 11. That's going to be a defensive check. So I'm going to pull out my card here, and the defense says error on the second baseman. So let's go to Dower, and let's see. So his error is a 4. All right. So I have a 4, and I'm going to use that 97. So 497 is going to be an out of some kind. So let me flip the card here and see what kind of out it is. So if that's the infield, it's a ground ball, double play, AB. So what I'm going to do, because it was, well, let's see here. So it's a ground ball to second base. I think the run's going to score. So if it's hit to second base, runner scores, batter out. Yeah, so he made a nice play on that. Sometimes on the double play ones, I like to say he could have, made the play. But so what it's going to say, I'm going to say single. I mean, G4. Right, hit down to Dower. And scoring from third is Washington. So it is 1-0 here. And here we go. As Joe comes by. Hi, Joe. And again, I'm still getting back into the payoff pitch here, so it's quite possible I'm going to make some mistakes. And so far, though, I'm having fun. I had real fun earlier. So Brett is out, but he gets the run home. So now, famous Amos Otis. Remember the famous Amos cookies? There were some famous Amos cookies that we had back here in our area. So we're going to get an in-play 82, and that's going to come all the way over here. That's going to be a fly ball in the center field. And Shelby will come over and make the catch. But the Royals do pick up one, so we're here. It's opening day in Baltimore as we kick off the 1983 season with payoff pitch. This is going to be payoff pitch only, as I mentioned. And I want to tell you, like I say, get something going here as far as a bigger problem. I'm enjoying the one-offs and the Dave's Classic Rewind, but I did pick this up for a specific reason, so I'm going to go with that reason. All righty, so again, we have Shelby, Ford, Ripken, Murray, Singleton, Renicky, Tower, Hernandez, and Dempsey coming up here. And on the mound, Larry Gura. So Larry is a lefty. So we're going to get a tough 75. Ooh. If that was a righty, it would have been good. Shelby's a switch hitter here. And, that was close. That's going to be tough 75. So 75 over here. Ground ball down to second base. And one away. And I'm kind of hoping we don't have too many crazy plays here, because then I'll have to go to I have my cheat sheets here for Digital Diamond. The new one's coming out soon. Can't wait to see what that one's going to look like. But he does such a good job every year that game gets better and better. Dan Ford coming up. Again, it's his first at-bat of the season. And a 5 is an in-play, and an in-play 69 against the lefty is coming all the way over here. And that's going to be a ground ball down to White at second base. And so we have 2 quick outs here. And these are brand new cards, too. These I've not used yet. So they're a little tough to work with, but we'll do our best. Cal Ripken with 2 away. We have a 4. That's going to be a ballpark effect. And on a right-handed batter, a 76 ballpark effect is going to be, in play. So Ripken is in play. And a 5 is going to be a double. So a 2-base hit, a 2-out, 2-base hit by Cal Ripken. And he's not going to steal. I tried a couple different ways of stealing here, so I'm getting the hang of that. There's a few things that I just couldn't get in this game because I didn't know which way I wanted to go with it, but it is making sense now. So Eddie Murray, let me see, take me home tonight. As he comes up, 2 outs, tying run at second base. Gura with the pitch. That's going to be an in-play in a 70. Yep, that's going to be hit down to second base as well. And Frank White says, I will take that, and we'll end the inning. So, after 1, it is, as you can see, Kansas City 1. And Baltimore, absolutely nothing. So here we go now. Hal McRae coming up. What I do like about this is when I play with this as a helper, it just keeps everything, keeps all the stats. It tells me who's playing, and I don't have to worry about all that stuff. So I am liking that. So here we go. It's Hal McRae coming up. His first at-bat of the season. We have an 8. That's going to be in play, 77. And that's going to be fly ball in the center field. And it's going to be Shelby making the catch. And we have 1 away. Willie Aikens, was he on 8 is enough? I'm not sure. I don't think he was on 8 is enough, but he might be. So Martinez to Willie Aikens. That's going to be in play 30. And that's going to be a single. See, he likes to mingle. All right, so Aikens is on with a single. And, no, his stealing is F. There's no steal rating, so he's not going to steal. So that we know. So with 1 away, Frank White comes up. He's the 7 hitter. And let's see what Frank White's going to do here. Let me snuggle that up a little bit. So we're going to get a 9, which is in play. And a 52 on the righty is fly ball into right field. And no one's going anywhere on the in-play fly ball, right? Yep. So it's just a fly ball in the right field. And Dan Ford will make the catch. And now we have 2 away, and it's going to be Jerry Martin coming up. Jerry was a race car driver. So Martinez, trailing 1-0 here for Baltimore, will pitch to Jerry Martin with Akins on first base. And that's going to be an in-play 95, and it's going to be a fly ball into left field. And that is that. So we'll go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Kansas City. Seems like when I go back to games, I have a better time with them for some reason. This is the 3rd or 4th trip back to Payoff Pitchville, if you will. And it's going pretty well this time. Knock on wood, you know. And Joe says he went to many Orioles games back in the day. You know, there's I think it's a bus here that goes down from Boston to Baltimore, and it was happening all the time. And a lot of people I know would get on this bus. They meet probably at Fenway Park or wherever it was, and the bus would be, 5-6 hours down to Baltimore. And they get on, they do the game, and they get on the bus and come home. I think there was a place across the street from the stadium that they would get on and come home. So they used to do that. I never went with them, but it was an interesting idea, party all the way down on the bus, if you will, or nap. All right, Singleton coming up against Larry Gura. And we have a 6. That's going to be, a patient out G4. Now, that's kind of interesting. I've never seen that one before. Patient out. The reading will be followed by whatever. Go to the batter's patient section. Okay. If the result is base on ball or hit by a pitch, record as normal. If it's not a base on ball or hit by a pitch, ignore any other ranges and go to the batter's out section. If the result is not within the ranges in the batter's out section, then use the out provided. Okay, so a 52 in the patient is a walk. So it says, if the result is a walk or hit by a pitch, then it's normal. If it's not, then it's an out. So in this guy, he's either hit by the pitch or an out. So I guess you can't get a patient hit on a roll of a 6. So it's gonna be a walk. All right. So Singleton, after all that walks, I learned something today. Learned something new today. I learned what the patient out G4 is. All right. So, is he going to steal? Nah, he's just stealing 1, so no, he's not going to steal. All right. So, Renicky coming up with Singleton on first and absolutely nobody out here in the inning. So, do we want to try to bunt? He's a bunt B. But he's got a pretty good on-base percentage and slugging, so I don't think, even with a bunt B, that we're going to have him bunt. So Renicky's going to swing away. So we have a 4. That's a ballpark effect. And against a righty batter, a 53 is a wheelhouse. Oh, boy. So we got a wheelhouse coming up here for Renicky. 1-97, it's a home run. I think this is gone. Renicky, bye-bye. This is gone. He launches that deep into left field, looking up as Willie Wilson, and as fast as he is, he's not going to catch it, and it's a home run for Gary Renicky. And the Orioles have taken a 2-1 lead. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So Larry Gura, the lefty, gives up the big ball, and it's now 2-1. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. There's two teams I like too. I like the Royals and the Orioles. So it's to me, it's okay who wins. Rich Dower coming up. So we have an 11. It's going to be a defensive check. So let's go to my defensive check. So it's going to be second base range. So it's going to be hit down to Frank White at second base. His range is B. So we have a B range with a 2. And a B range with a 2. And that's going to be a hit. Let's check the hit. And that's going to be a single. All right, so it's going to. I checked the hit card here and roll. It's going to be a single, one base. So Dower on with a single. So he is on, and he's a 1 stealer. So again, I'm not going to try to steal with a 1. So, and Tim comes by. Hi, Tim. We haven't talked in a while. Yes, it's been a while. And Payoff Pitch is a solid game. Yeah, I've gone back and forth with it. I've really enjoyed it. Bought a bunch of seasons and kind of fell out with it. I don't know what happened. And then I went back and I enjoyed it and bought more seasons and I fell out again. And now I'm back again. And this is kind of how it's going. It's just kind of been back and forth. All right, so still nobody out. Larry Gura giving up some hits, a walk, a home run, and Leo Hernandez coming up. And I'm enjoying this. So that's why I decided to kick off my 83 tournament tonight. Of course, I started at midnight after work, but I couldn't sleep. I get out of work. I come home. I was like, let me play. I'm excited. I'm excited about getting back with this game. So here's that other patient out thing there. So it's going to be an 81. So let me see. So again, I'm pretty sure that's going to be. Now, I have to decide if it's going to be a ground out 4 or not. So let me read this again. If it's not a walk or hit by a pitch, ignore other ranges and go to the batter's out section. If it's not within the out section, then it's that. Okay, so it is within the out section. So the 81 is fly ball into center field. And so now fly ball into center field from the patient is everybody holds at first base. Okay. So 1 away. As Barbara come by. Yeah. I got home from work and decided to just jump in and start up my 1983 season. So I'm going to be playing this with Payoff Pitch. And what I'm going to be doing is I won't be playing every single game in the season, but I'm going to pick a game like Ron does. Pick a game, play a game, but I'll be playing with Payoff Pitch exclusively in this project here. Tim says he's trying to arrange a schedule to come out to Digital Dice Con. That would be great, Tim. We're going to have fun at that. It's just the idea of the first year is going to be meeting everybody. I don't know how much playing I'll get to, but it's going to be, if we have 40 people show up, it's going to be 40 people I'll be talking to and having a good time and then trying to stream and having Ron meet people and the whole bit. And, the idea is if I can get everybody on the headset to talk to Ron if they want to, that could be a fun meet and greet with him, And, they had the Bluefield Orioles, said Joe. That'd be kind of fun. So, yeah, but I want to play something, but at the same time, it's more about socializing for me than it is playing. And I know Dave Little's coming out, and he wants to play some hockey, so I will play some hockey with him and get that going. So that'll be fun. I hope. I keep saying I hope, but it should be fun. All right, so we have Dempsey coming up. We have 1 away and a man on first base. So Dempsey coming up, and we're going to have a 5. That's going to be an in-play 52 against a lefty. And that's going to be hit down to third base. So let's check for the double play. So it's hit down to George Brett. So my double play is 7 and 7. So 7 or less, it's a double play. And no, they get the runner at second, and Dempsey will beat out the throw as Darrow went in hard on UL Washington and busted up the double play. So we're going to call that G5-4. And that'll be it. So Dempsey will get the first. And now we have 2 outs. I was watching today on YouTube. I was watching the Utley rule, how they were showing all the people that were taking out the second baseman, breaking up double plays, and some were really bad, Anyway, they were showing the Utley rule, so it was kind of wild. All right, so Gura Pitching to John Shelby. Here we go. Oh, is Dempsey going to steal? He's a stealing two. You know, I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll for Dempsey. Let's see if I can get the 2. Can I get the 2? No. I like to roll, though, just to be consistent with everything. Alrighty, so we have Shelby coming up against Gura. 6 is that patient out again thing. So a 55 is on the lefty is out of range. So that will be ground ball to third base, and that'll end the inning. So they get a couple, though, on the home run. And they will lead it 2-1. And again, if you like stats, okay, I like stats. Baseball, I'm not, like I say, I'm still learning baseball stats. But you can go and check the box score of this game. And the stats are unbelievable. So you can see exactly what's going on, where we are. We get the extended box score. We had the scorecard. So this tells you what happened. We have a ground out. Let's see, what was that now? And it tells you who the pitcher is. That's a triple. And then an RBI on the ground out, 4-3. I don't know what that GOU is, though. And a fly ball, center field. I don't know what the U is, though. And then we had a fly ball. And now down over here is where we had the walk and then the home run. And then we have the single. And then he was forced out on the fielder's choice here after the fly ball. So I love how you can go check this stuff. I don't know what a GOU is. Ground out unassisted. Is that, oh, that, was that, I forget what that ground out was. That was the opening ground out of the game. Usually it tells you where it went. A GO 4-3. Oh, that's all right. Let's come out of that, but I love all the stats you can get. All right, Martinez back on the mound. John Wathan coming up for Kansas City, who now trails 2-1 in the third. And we have an 8. That'll be in play, 36 against the righty. And note that's out of range, so that's going to be popped up. First base side, Eddie Murray coming over, and he will take the pop-up. And is now 1 away. What I really like about the cards are great, and I like how they're colored, and I love the ballpark cards. It gives it just a little zip. You know, just I like, you know, my logos and stuff. And you can't put logos on these, but the colors are great. As my decaf coffee gets cold. Sharon, give me another coffee. All right, Willie Wilson coming up. And he's 0 for 1 today with a ground. Okay, so he was the ground ball to first base unassisted. So GO 3-3. So I should have said GO 3-3. So we got a 9. So that's going to be in play, and an 0-5. That's going to be good. That's going to be, oh, that's a triple. Holy cow. We've had a couple of triples in this game. So Willie hits that ball. Where's that going to go? In the right field, that's going to drop in. Ford can't get it. Going to the wall. He's taking a long time to get there, and the speed of Wilson is going to throw him all the way down to third base. And do I want to steal home? Use the steal letter when stealing home, no arm adjustment. So he's an A. If I wanted to steal home, I have a 30% chance of stealing home. Yeah, maybe later in the season, but not opening day. Not opening day on the road. As much as I'd love to have him try to steal home. And it'd be hilarious if I got it. But no. All right, UL Washington coming up, 1 on, a runner in scoring position, and he's a fast runner. So we got an in play, but it's a 90. But let me see here. And, that's hit down to shortstop, and the runner will score. So the fast Wilson will cash in on the the hit to Ripken. Ripken makes a nice play in the hole, but his only play is the first, and another run comes in, and we are tied at 2-2. All righty, I think this is working pretty good now. George Brett, do not fret. And it's going to be an in play. And 83, it's on a range. Again, high numbers are usually good for the pitcher. The batters like the low numbers, except on tough. A low tough is bad, but everything else is pretty good. And the 83 is going to be a fly ball into center field, and that will end the inning. So they get one. And we'll go to the bottom of the third, tied at 2-2. Opening day, 1983, as I kick off my 1983 Payoff Pitch project. Yeah, I know I said I was going to do projects, but this was a project I planned on, and this is a project I'm going to do. Dan Ford coming up, 0 for 1. Ground ball to second base. So we have an 8. That's going to be in play, and a 72 against a lefty is way out of range. And so it's going to be a fly ball in the center field to Amos Otis and his famous cookies. One away for Baltimore in the bottom of the third. Cal Ripken coming up. Is he 22 years old in 83? Imagine that. He played like Tom Brady years, didn't he? 8. That's an in-play 1. And that's going to be a double. So Cal Ripken's going to float a double into the outfield. And so the go-ahead run with one away is on second base. Eddie Murray, 0 for 1 with a ground ball down to second base. So here we go. One away. And we have a 5. It's going to be an in-play 87, though. Uh-oh, ground ball down the short. This could be 2. No, it can't be 2. So ground ball to short with a runner on runner on second. If he's a 7, he makes it. And Cal Ripken is running over a 5, so he's going to hold. So we got to see if we can figure out how to do this. So it's a G6 R2 hold. Right? Down to Washington. Ripken holds at second. Okay, perfect. And so now we have 2 away. Half the fun of this digital diamond, using it as a helper, is getting the code right. It's like a mini game within the game, trying to make sure that you put in the right code to tell it what to do. Sometimes it can be frustrating because you're guessing and you're wrong, and other times when you get it, it's like, all right, I got it. Ken Singleton, he got on base with a walk. There we go. So there's that patient out again. How many more of those am I going to get? So a patient 46 is a base on balls, and you stick with that. If the base on balls, you stick with it. So he walks. So Ken Singleton's on. And the other thing I really like is you get all the statistics here, and I need to change that. I like to see. So I'm going to go to my menu, and I'm going to go to stats here. So pitcher stat lineup. I like the simulated stats. And I like so far today. And then for the batter stats, we want simulated stats. We want so far today. And I guess we can go with the average. So now over here, this is what I like to see. So his ERA is this. And 2 innings pitched, 2 walks, 4 hits. And I take it no strikeouts. And then, yeah, so Renicki's 1 for 1, home run, 2 RBIs. Yeah, so that's what I like. So I wanted to put that on there. And there's so many things you can do with this game. It's fantastic. All right, so we have Renicki coming up with runners at first and second. And again, no one's going to be stealing right now. So here we go. Larry Gura delivers. It's another patient thing here. And a 51. So here it is. So this is. So it's not a walk, and it's not a hit by the pitch. So it would be a double. but it's not going to be a double. I'm pretty sure that it defaults to the G4. Go to the batter's out section. If the dice result is not within the range of the batter's out section, then use the out provided. All right, so maybe we do go to the out section then. So I guess if it was low enough, if it was below this, but it wasn't a walk, then we would go to the G4. So I think we go here, if I'm playing this correctly. So we're going to go to a 51, which is a G5. So let's see what happens now. Is that a double play? So we got, oh, it's 2 outs anyway, so it wouldn't matter. So we're just going to call it a G5 and call it a day. So with 2 outs, Renicky hits it down to Brett. Brett comes up with the play, and that is that. So, all right, we're moving along. We're walking, and we're walking. And we're having some fun here, I hope. Hope you guys are enjoying this. A little late-night baseball. A couple of games of Payoff Pitch back here on the channel. And now we have Amos Otis. He flied out to center. And that's what we got going on here. So, it is 2-2, top of the 4th. Got a good one here, opening day. And we have a 5, which is going to be tough. And the 91 is a ground ball down to shortstop. And Ripken gobbles it up. Hal McRae, 0 for 1, fly out to center. And we have a wheelhouse. Uh-oh. And wheelhouse 56 is going to be a single because he likes to mingle. So a single for Hal McRae. He's on. His steal is a 2. So we will roll to see if we get the snake eyes. All right, let's see. Let's see. Nope. But I like to roll anyway. Because, you know, like Tebow said, you have to try to run some of the guys that don't normally steal just to get their numbers. Otherwise, you'll never get there. If they were thrown out a handful of times stealing, you'll never get those handful of times thrown out stealing. So you got to kind of do things that maybe go against whatever just to make sure you get the stats right and to make it realistic. All right, so he's not going to steal. Willie Aikens comes up. We have 1 away, and Martinez trying to get out of this one here. So we have an 8. That's in play. 66 is going to be fly ball into left field, and that's easy enough. And yeah, so I'm enjoying this game this time around. I don't know what it is. I'm kind of back. I'm kind of back with the Payoff Pitch. Frank White flied out to right field. So here's Frank White now. That's going to be a patient 16, and that's going to be, oh, is that a double? I think that's a double. And with 2 outs, that's going to send the runner home because 2 outs, you get the extra base. So that's going to be a double, 3 bases. Did I do that right? And McRae will come around to score. Yep, and that brings in a run. Yep, so if we have a double, yep, if it's 2 outs or wheelhouse, you get the extra. Tough, you stay where you are, except if it's 2 outs. 2 outs trumps that. And then patient and in play, I flip a card. So that's kind of how I'm doing that. I'm sticking to that. And so far, if I just stick to that and not think about it, it's fine. Jerry Martin coming up here with 2 outs and a man on second. And the Royals in the lead now. A 6 is going to be a tough 84. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Ripken will scoop this up and we'll end the inning. But the Royals slip one across on the double. And that's where we stand right now. It is 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Move it along. In the game earlier tonight, we had 2 rare plays, so it took a little bit of time to dig out the rare play charts. But I think this setup's kind of working. What do you guys think about this setup? You can see the cards kind of. I have my keyboard in front of me, which I need to put put in the stats. You can see the game scores, all the stats here. I think we're doing okay. I think we're doing okay. So we have Rich Dower coming up. He's 1 for 1 with a single. And so we have a 3 that's going to be in play with a 97. And in play 97 is going to be a fly ball into left field. And Dower flies out to Wilson and is 1 away. Leo Hernandez flied out to center field, as you can see on the screen. If you look over here, you can see today 0 for 1, and then in the second he flied out to center field. That actually, I got to pat myself on the back. That's something I suggested to Mark. I said I would love to see what the players did during the day in the game, and he put that in for me. So I was pretty happy he did that because I like that. I like to see what goes on during the day, and he put that in for me. And that's been in for the last couple of editions, and he did it like the next day. It was pretty good. I think he did it the next day because he says, I could do that. So Gurra now with 1 away to Hernandez. And we're going to get a 3 that's going to be an in-play 25. And over here it's going to be a single because he likes to mingle. So Hernandez, and he's got a steal of 1, so he's not going to steal. He did have 1 stolen base, but that's not going to be today. And Dempsey will come up. So man on first with 1 away. And Dempsey hit into a fielder's choice. Gurra delivers. And we have an 8. That's going to be an in-play 72. And that's going to be a fly ball into center field. And getting back to first is Hernandez. And now we have Shelby coming up. Shelby, as you can see, grounded out to second and grounded out to third. And now we have a 9 that's an in-play 24. And that's going to be a 2-out single right over here. So single 2 bases. Shelby hits it. Hernandez goes to third. He'll stop at third. And so now we have runners at the corners with 2 away here in the 4th. Tying run 90 feet away, as Chucker would say. He wouldn't say it like that, but he would say something like that. I know my cards are a little bit tough an angle here. Can't see the angle they're at. Driving my OCD crazy. 7, we got a tough 86, and that will be a ground ball down the short, and that will end the inning. So they leave runners on base. And they get nothing across. And we go to the top of the 5th here in Baltimore. Opening day, the 1983 Payoff Pitch project that I was supposed to start a while ago. And now we're starting it tonight. Again, I'm not going to play every game. I'm just going to pick a game of the week to play, but it will all be done with Payoff Pitch. That was the plan. And after that practice game tonight, I think I'm going to go with it. Give me a product to work on along with all my individual stuff here. So we have an in-play 30. Ooh, just missed. Oh, wow, 29 would have been a single. So that's going to be a pop-out to second base. So now he can go 6 innings before he gets fatigued. But no, we do have 3. So he has given up 3 runs. So next inning he will be fatigued. So we have to keep that in mind. So here we go. Willie Wilson with 1 away. That's going to be in play 50, and that'll be grounded down to first base, and he will take it himself. Oh, so maybe that's what that GOU is, unassisted, because you'd go to first base, right? So then I wouldn't need to put the 3, because you're going to first base automatically, I would think. Okay, now it makes sense. Okay. 2 away. UL Washington. 1 for 2. So he got a triple. and he grounded out to shortstop, but he got an RBI. So he's got one RBI, 1 for 2 with that triple. There we go. See what he does now. So we got a 7. So that's going to be patient. He's very patient, and that's going to be a walk. So he will draw the Pantera walk. And let's see if he's going to steal. Oh, it's a 5. I rolled a 6. So he's not going to steal. And so George Brett will come up with a man on first. And we're going to get a 5. So it's going to be a tough 3. And strike him out. I think that's the first strikeout of the game. We're in the 5th inning. No one struck anybody out. Right? Bottom of the 5th, 3-2, Kansas City. And Cal Ripken coming up, and he's 2 for 2. He's got a double and another double. How about that? There's that patient out thing again. But because it's a walk, we stay with a walk on the 1 to 45. So he's going to draw the walk, the Pantera walk. Is Brett going to Ripken going to steal? No, he's a 1. So he's not going to steal. Eddie Murray coming up. His bunting is terrible. I would have bunted him too, but his bunting's terrible, and he's a cleanup hitter. So cleanup hitters don't bunt. Juckett would yell at me for that. Eddie Murray, 0 for 2 today. We have a 10. That's a patient 6, and that's a walk. So back-to-back walks here by Larry Gura, and that's setting up Baltimore in terrific position here. They're trailing 3-2. Juckett would yell at me for that. I was watching some of your stream World Rush game. I know you were on tonight. I was at the rink, watched a little bit at the rink before I left. Sometimes I get some signal. Sometimes I don't at the rink. All right. Nobody out. Ken Singleton. A bunt B. The DH. DH don't bunt. Again, Juckett would kill me if I hit a DH bunt. So we're going to swing away here. We have an 8. That's in play. 88. Uh-oh. Ground ball down the shortstop. What are we going to do here? Ground ball down the shortstop. 7 or less. Yes, double play. So that's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. And so Singleton hits it into a double play. So Ripken goes to third. He is the tying run, and Renicky comes up. Yeah, no, I watched a little bit of it. Your volume was low, by the way. Your volume was really low. I could barely hear you, so I cranked it up as much as I could in the rink to try to hear you. But, yeah, I was watching some of it before I was called away. Audio was just low and a little, I wouldn't say distorted, but noisy. So check on your microphone. Bring up the levels. See what microphone you're using. Sometimes if you're in a noisy room, it makes a lot of noise. So let's see. Renicky. Can he get the runner home? That's in play. 43. No. Hits it right down to Willie Aikens. And 8 is enough, and he'll take it himself. And so Gura gets out of the jam. So we'll go to the top of the 6th. I'm actually enjoying this. I'm hoping you guys are too, but I'm enjoying playing back with the Digital Diamond. I'm enjoying getting a new season on the table. I'm enjoying that Payoff Pitch is being fun again. So here we go. And I got a couple of my favorite teams, Kansas City and Baltimore. I didn't say favorite, but neutral teams. Oh, Baltimore I like. And Kansas City I like, I guess. I'm all over the place right now, ain't I? And hopefully I'm playing this correctly. I think I am. We don't have a lot of ballpark checks yet. So here we go. Martinez, a 9. There's an in play 62, so that's going to be hit into right field to Ford. And Model T Ford and a full tank of gas. He'll make the catch. Hal McRae is 1 for 2 with a single. And I think he scored a run. I think. That's going to be a 7. So that's going to be a patient 22, and that's going to be a walk. So he is very patient, and he gets the walk. Not going to steal. Didn't expect him to. And Willie Aikens coming up. He's 1 for 2. He's got a single. So here we go. Dennis Martinez stepping in. And here is Willie Aikens. Keep kicking out my card. So we have a 6. That's a tough 95 is a fly ball in the right field. And I like how you get the results pretty quick here. Most of the time. So Frank White coming up here in the 6th. A 7. That's a patient 55. And against the right-handed pitcher, oh boy, that's going to come over here. And that'll be hitting the right field to Ford. And that'll do it. So, we go to the bottom of the 6th. Here it is, opening day in Baltimore. And now, we got to start looking at fatigue. So, he can go 6 innings. He's only given up 2 runs, so he's not fatigued. But Martinez is. So, I need to have my fatigue cards ready. And I like the fact that I got to use those today and learn how to use them. So, things are going well. Right now, they're going well. So far, I haven't got stuck. This thing still messes me up a little bit, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. So, Rich Dower, 1 for 2 with a single. That's going to be a ballpark check. We haven't had a ballpark check in a while. And a 76 on a right-handed batter is going to be in play. So Dower's going to be in play against the lefty. And that's a 67. And it's going to be out of play. That's going to be a ground ball to second base to White. And he'll take that without an issue. A low-scoring game between these two teams. We kind of expected that on opening day. Leo Hernandez, 1 for 2 with a single. We have a 2. That's a wheelhouse goodbye. Goodbye. Leo Hernandez has tied this game with 1 swing of the bat. We got a wheelhouse, and a 15 is a home run no matter who he faces. And that is out of here. So Hernandez sends this over the head of Martin, and he can just look up and watch it go. So the third baseman parks that one, and we're looking at overtime. Of course we are. Rick Dempsey, 0 for 2. And we got another ballpark, but this time it's an 88, so that's going to be in play. So let's check the in-play roll of 56, and that'll be an out, as it's going to be caught by Martin this time. Yeah, it's actually, it's not an automatic out. Okay, this is something I just learned this tonight. I just learned something tonight. So what this means is that you go to the patient on the card. If it's a base on balls or hit by a pitch, that stays. If it's not either one of those, then you come over here and mark it as an out. If for whatever reason it's not a walk or hit by a pitch, or it's not here, it defaults to that as the last option. So let's just say it was 1 to 17 base on balls, and I rolled an 18. So it's not a base on balls. It's not over here because I start at 19. So that 18, I believe, would be the G4. I think that's what it is. To the best that I could figure it out. All right, so Gura is indeed fatigued right now. So I need to get the fatigue pitcher card out here. And so I'm going to put that off to the side. So he's fatigued, so I'm going to put this off to the side. You won't see it, but I will as I try to figure out what's going to happen here on this roll. So Shelby comes up. We have 2 outs, and it's 3-3 now after that home run. And then we had a fly ball. And that's pitch 93 for Gura. So we have a 6. Oh, there's that oh, well, hang on a sec. So the patient with a 52 stays patient. And I believe if the pitcher is fatigued, you ignore all that other stuff. Hang on. Hang on. Again, I'm just getting back into this game. It doesn't say to ignore it. I don't see where it says to ignore that, so I might still keep that. It doesn't say. I thought I read somewhere that you don't keep that, but anyway, so it stays patient, but I don't know if it's a patient out. I don't know. Well, that's a good question to ask. So, pitcher fatigued, rolls patient out. It stays patient. Let's just find out what happens. Okay, so we have Shelby's going to roll on the patient, so that's a walk. So it wouldn't matter anyway. So all that hemming and hawing. So I just didn't know if it was a patient, plain patient, or a patient out. But in either case, Shelby will get the walk, and I won't have to worry about it. So Shelby's on. Oh, he's got a chance to steal. And nope, he's not gonna though. So nobody's even tried to steal today. We haven't had a lot of people on base, have we? I don't know. I'll have to ask about that. I'll make it a point to ask about that on somewhere. So we have Dan Ford coming out. Gura tired now. Shelby at first. Here's Dan Ford. So we're going to get an 11. It's going to be defense. So it's going to be hit down the shortstop. UL Washington. And he is E2, error 2. So error 2 with a 93, and 2 with a 93, and he will make the play. And let's see what kind of out it was. Down to shortstop, and it's going to be a ground ball. So a G6 will end the inning. So Washington makes the play, and that is that. So we go to the top of the 7th. We're tied at 3. Of course we are. Now Martinez is also fatigued. So I need to keep that in mind. So he's fatigued off to the side over here. Because he's in the 6th. He's given up 3 runs. All righty. Everything look okay? Yeah, you can't see this fatigue card over here. That's the only thing you won't be able to see. Because I can only get 3 cards on the screen. All right, so we have Jerry Martin coming up. Now, let's see what the, ask the managers. Everybody says they're okay. He said he's going to put something on there, so what it does is it'll alert you when there's a notification, because that's what I need is notifications. All right. And we're back. Jerry Martin leading off for Kansas City here in the top of the 7th. So we have a 4 that's in play, so that doesn't change. In play 11 is going to be a double for Martin. Whew. So Martin with a double. just for kicks, let's see if he's going to try to steal third. I don't think he's going to, but... Oh, no! He might. He might. Let's check the hold. Let's check the hold. And no. No. He is held on by Martinez. He might have been taken off for third base. Jerry Martin was going to take off for third base if I had rolled a 9 or less. No, if I roll... Hang on a sec. If I roll... I'm screwing myself up now. I might be taken off for third base. Oh, if it's higher, he does not get a jump and he does not steal. Okay, so you want a low hold rating is what I get. Because if you get like a real low hold rating, then the lot's going to be higher. Okay, so he does not get the jump, so he's not going to go. And so that is that. So Martin's down at second base. John Wathen comes up. He's a D bunter. Boy, I'd love to drop a bunt right now. I'd love to drop a bunt. He's a terrible bunter, but I think we're going to have him bunt. So let's just go for the bunt. And sacrifice hit to the catcher. So he drops it in front of the mound. So that's going to be, is it HSH2? Yes, okay. So SH2, sacrifice hit to the catcher. So Wathen is out. Martin's down at third. He's the go-ahead run with one out. And Willie Wilson, who's 1 for 3 with a triple, comes to the plate. All right, we got a tired Martinez on the mound here in the 7th. What does the coach say? Bring the infield in. Okay. Infield is in. So where is my infield in chart? Infield in chart. There it is. All right, so the infield is in. All righty. Runner on third. The infield is in the 7th. Martinez still on the mound. And I got a 6. So that's a tough. And that will stay a tough, okay? The fatigue says it'll stay a tough. So it's going to be tough. And a tough 59 is a G5. All right, so we're going to have a play here. So on a G5, we're playing in. We'll go into the infield in chart. Now, if it was hit to second or short, he has the choice to score. All right, so infield in, go to the infield in chart. If it's hit to second or short, he has the choice to attempt to score, and the ball's hit to third, reduce run rating, go directly to the plate. Well, let's go to the infield in chart first. All right, let's just take this one step at a time. Okay, we are playing in, go to the infield in chart, so let's not mess around here. Let's go to the infield in chart. So Wilson hits it down to Hernandez at third. We have a 9. Ball sneaks past the infield, batter safe, everyone moves up a base. So they brought the infield in, couldn't make the play, score that a single for Wilson, and we have a score here, and it's now 4-3. All righty. And Wilson now, we want to see if he wants to steal. 7. No, he won't. Wow, that's too bad. That's too bad. All right, so Martinez having trouble here in this inning. We're going to give him another batter, though. Let's see if we can get done here. UL Washington, 1 for 2. A 7 is patient. Patient 6 stays patient. All right, so it's going to stay patient. And Washington, with a 75, flies it out into center field. And so we have 2 away. So Martinez actually might get out of this inning. He's got to face George Brett, though. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What does the coach say? What does the coach say? Hold the runner at first. Yeah, we're going to be holding the runner first. That's what we're going to do. Do we want to keep Martinez? We're going to keep Dennis Martinez in. He's tired, but he's holding the fort. He did give up a run this inning, but we're going to let him pitch. So I get a 3. That's an in play. We got a rare play. Look at that. More rare plays here, folks. So where are my rare play charts here? They're over here. There's a lot of rare play charts if you think about it here. So it's in play, right? So it's going to be in play. Runners on base in play. So runners on base in play. All right, so here we go. Let's see what this is going to bring us here. So we got a rare play. So Brett at the plate. Runners on base in play. Here we go. We have a 57. What is this going to be? Batter hits a towering fly ball into short right field. So in comes Ford. The right fielder loses the ball in the sun and drops it for a hit. Runners advancing 1 base. If the right fielder has an arm of 7 or less, let's find out. So Dan Ford, his arm is 8, so it's not 7 or less. If the amount is greater, so if arm is 7 or less, roll a D10. If the amount is greater than the batter's run rating, he's thrown out before he reaches first. That is where if the right field has an arm rating of 7 or less, roll a D10. If the amount is greater than the batter's run, he is thrown out before he reaches first base by the right fielder. So I take it 8 is a bad arm. So it's going to be a fly ball. So he loses it. It's going to be a fly ball in the right field, and that'll drop in for a hit. That's kind of how I'm reading that rare play, and that'll do it for Martinez. All right, so Martinez will come out, and we'll get rid of the thing there. So let's see what we're going to do. Let's see who we're going to bring in here. So we want to go to the bullpen, and let's see who they want to bring in here. So who's available? So no suggestions here, huh? Palmer is in the rotation, huh? Well, we're in the 7th. I don't want to burn out Martinez. Spot long, Sammy Stewart. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Sammy Stewart's right on the top. So Sammy Stewart looks good to me. So Sammy Stewart will come in to see if we can get something going here. So Sammy Stewart will come in here with 2 outs and 2 on and see if he can get out of this inning. All right, so Sammy Stewart facing George Brett. Not an easy task. So we got a 3. That's going to be in play 8. Oh, isn't that just great? That's going to be a double. So he comes in to face Brett, and Brett just picks him apart with a double, and that's going to score everyone because there's 2 outs. So it's a double, 3 bases. George Brett clears the bases. And that's going to be 2 more runs in, and Sammy Stewart does not get his JOB done. Not going to happen. He's in a bit of a jam, all right. 2 more runs in. And it's going to be a tough 14, and that'll be a strikeout. It's a little bit late, though, but thank you so much for the strikeout. And so here at Memorial Stadium, we go to the bottom of the 7th. As Chucka would say, it's stretch time. And Gura is still tired here in the 7th. And we're going to see how far he can go. Again, I got my fatigue pitcher chart over on the side over here, if you will. And here we go. So Cal Ripken up at the plate. Things are sliding over. I'm trying to keep him within camera distance here. So Larry Gura still on the mound, leading 6-3 now. I've had a good time with this, actually. A ballpark effect. And against the righty, it's going to be wheelhouse. Oh, boy, did Ripken get a hold of this? So against a lefty, 1-47 is a home run. 1-87 is some kind of a hit. So Cal Ripken against the lefty. Goodbye. Gets a hold of this, and this is gone. And Ripken with a solo shot cuts the lead to 6-4. That's all we need is a tie game and going into overtime. Eddie Murray 0 for 2 in this one, and also a walk. He'll be facing Gura. A 7. A tough, but with the 65, it turns into an in play. So that ball is in play. For Murray, a 47 in play against a lefty is actually going to be a line drive right at the second baseman. So that is that. And we play on. So 1 away, Singleton. We have a 9, so that's in play. That doesn't change. And a 46. Ooh. 46 in play. Oh, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. 46 in play is going to be down the first base, and he will take it himself. So 2 away for Gary Renicky. And let's see what Renicky can do. We have a 5. That's an in-play 56, and that will be a fly ball in the right field. So Gura will get out of it. He's probably done at this point, so we don't have to worry about him anymore. And we go to the top of the 8th, 6-3 for Kansas City. Sammy Stewart still on the mound here. So long relief, is that 2 innings or 3 innings? Long relief. Long relief is 1 to 3 innings. Okay. Okay. So Hal was it Willie Aikens coming up? What happened? Did I not flip it? Okay, yeah, I didn't flip it. All right, so Willie Aikens comes up. Facing Sammy, speak to me, Sammy. 8, patient. 15, walk. And Willie Aikens is not going to steal. He did, no stolen bases. Sammy Stewart, boy, I tell you, he's not been the guy we needed here. That's going to be a patient. He's not fatigued yet, so it's a patient 90. And that will be a ground ball down to shortstop. Is that going to be 2? 7 or less. Yes, it is. Double play, so Sammy Stewart will get a double play ball here. And that'll be 2 outs. And Jerry Martin comes up with 2 away. 8. That's another patient, and that's another walk on the 12. Jerry Martin has a 3 on a steal. And he might take off. A hold of 5. And he's going to go. Jerry Martin's going to take off here and try to steal a base. So the catcher, we said Dempsey is a 3, and he's a C. So we are going to have a stolen base try here. So a C3 is normal. All righty. C3 is normal. Here's the Martin takes off. Here's the throw, and he is safe. He's going to steal the base. All right. And so Martin goes down to second now. That worked out pretty well, I thought. And so now Wathen comes up with a runner in scoring position with 2 away. And we're going to get an in-play 27. And that's going to be a single. And with 2 outs, that's going to score a run. So Sammy Stewart having some problems here for Baltimore. See if we can get one more out. Willie Wilson. Oh, is Wathen going to try to steal? Oh, he's a 5. Hang on. Hang on. No. All right, so Wathen's not going to steal. So Willie Wilson will come up. And let's see what Willie Wilson can do. As I mess up my cards here. There's a little bit of coating on these cards, so they slip a little bit. All right, Willie Wilson, 2 for 4. And this is going to be a tough 72. And that's going to be a ground ball down to second base, and that will end the inning. But they do pick up another one. 7 of 4. Now, Gurra is all done. We said that, so we got to bring in somebody for Gurra. And Sammy Stewart's probably all done, too. He's not going to come back in for the 9th. So what does the coach say? The coach says, pinch hit with Jim Dwyer. Interesting. The Royals are all set with Gurra. I don't think so. So we're going to go to the bench. Gurra's given up, well, 4 and 8. I think we want to bring in a reliever. So who do we want to bring in for the Royals? Who do we got that can come in here? Quisenberry's a closer. Let me show everyone here. Middle setup Bob Tuss. Long middle Steve Renko. Let's bring in Castro. Billy Castro. He pitched earlier today, didn't he? So Bill Castro will come in, and he'll be my long reliever here. So Castro will come in to pitch for whoever. All right, so Castro in. Here we go. And he's facing Rich Dower. Now, they said to pinch hit, right? So Dower is the second baseman, huh? He's 1 for 3. Wowzers. And so they want to pinch hit with Jim Dwyer. Okay. Why not? All right, why not? We'll pinch hit with Dwyer. Just because they said. There he is, the last guy. Okay. So Dower comes out, and Jim Dwyer will pinch hit. And that means we're going to need a second baseman, though. Let me make sure about this. So if we pinch hit, do I have anybody on the bench? Okay, Lowenstein. Come to think of it, I'll have a Lowenstein. So he could play second base. He's going to have to play second base. So Jim Dwyer will come in and pinch hit here in the 8th. All right, so they want Jim Dwyer here. So they probably want the lefty-righty matchup, but that's what I'm thinking. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to do all that stuff. I'm still fairly new with all that stuff. Okay. Here we go. So Jim Dwyer facing Bill Castro here as we lead off the bottom of the 8th. So we have a 9. That's a ballpark. 53 on the lefty. Oh, it's going to be in play. Just missed it. So in play, Jim Dwyer is in play against a righty. Ooh. And he's going to get a single because he likes to mingle. So the pinch hit pays off. I like when the pinch hit pays off. So Dwyer will get a single. His stealing is a 2. He's not going to steal. So Dwyer's on. He's only a run of 5, but we're down by 3. So that is that. So Leo Hernandez come up. What does the manager say now? Pinch hit with Lowenstein. Oh, boy. Well, then what do I do for third base? So if I pinch hit for Lowenstein, I don't have anybody that can play third base. Rodriguez, I guess, right? All right, we'll go with it. Come to think of it, Oliver Lowenstein. So Lowenstein can probably move into second. So let's see if this game screws me up. Right? All right, where's all my cards here? There's my Lowenstein. There he is. I might be screwed here. All right, so Hernandez comes out. Lowenstein comes in. And, yeah, Cruz is going to have to... Oh, he's terrible, too. But he's going to have to come in to play third base. So Lowenstein will come in to hit. Dwyer on at first base. Let's see if all these computer things play out. Let's see what they do. So we have a 9. That's a ballpark. And that's going to be a wheelhouse for Lowenstein. Oh, my gosh, this could pay off. This could pay off big time. 1-93 is a hit. A 14, and it's gone. Lowenstein with a pinch hit home run. How cool is that? Lowenstein sends Castro deep. He might send him to the showers. Holy cow, and just what we want is a one-run game. So, that is that. Wowzers. So, a couple of pinch hits, and it pays off for the Orioles. And Memorial Stadium is rocking with Dawkin right now. Wowzers. So Castro still on the mound. And they said, we're gonna ride with you. Nobody out. Come on, Bill. What are you doing here? That's gonna be a patient 29, and that's gonna be a walk. Oh, this is just terrible. Terrible. He needs to be sent somewhere, that's for sure. Was Dempsey? I don't think Dempsey's a stealer. No, he's not going to steal. Tying run at first. Absolutely nobody out. Shelby's going to bunt with a B. And he will hit it down to first base. So sacrifice hit to... Drops the bunt. Throws the Castro, and he's out. So, that worked. AP comes by. Hi, AP. We're playing some late-night baseball here. I didn't expect it to go this long, but it's taken me over an hour to play this payoff pitch stuff here. All right, so I think we got to get rid of Castro. I think he's got to come out. I mean, he's not fatigued, but he's just not getting it done. I need an out. I need him to get me one out. An 11. That's a tough 57. Yes, he'll get me the out. Fly ball in the right field, though. So on a tough, though. Dempsey I think he was a 5 runner. Let me just check. So Dempsey is a 5 runner, so he's not going anywhere. So that's going to go in the right field. And I don't think, Dempsey's 7+ is automatics. Everyone else is nothing. All right, so runner at second, Yeah, he's going to hold. So Dempsey's going to hold at second. So we're going to get a fly ball in the right field, I think I said. So he's going to hold. So Dempsey's going to hold at second. He's the tying run, but he didn't want to get thrown out at third. I think that's how I read that. So if you get a fly ball into the outfield, let me just double check here. So this says here, all other pitching results, a runner on second with a run rating of 7 advances. All other runners hold. Okay, so all other runners hold. So that was correct. So that I got another chart over here I'm looking at. And yeah, so that's going to be the right thing to do. All right, Cal Ripken coming up against Castro. We got 2 outs now. And we have an 11. That's a tough 30, and he struck out Cal Ripken. So Castro, making us sweat here a little bit as we go to the top of the 9th. And now we have some defensive issues here. So let's go to the defense. So Lowenstein and Dwyer. So I have Lowenstein and Dwyer. So Lowenstein can go to second, right? And we need a third baseman. So Lowenstein go to second. And now, who can go to third base? Rodriguez, I think, is going to have to go because I don't have a Cruz here. Aurelio Rodriguez is going to go to third. And he's going to hit in the 7th spot. And does that round it out? Yep, it does. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. So UL Washington will lead off. Sammy Stewart still on the mound, but I probably want to bring in my closer here, right? Or do I? Sammy Stewart, let's go ahead. Do I have a closer? Not really. So what do I have coming up? So I got switch, I got lefty and righty. So I'm going to bring in the lefty here. I'm going to bring in Tippy Martinez to go against Brett is what I'm going to do. Tippy Martinez will come in the pitch. And that's what we're going to do now. All right, so did that all work out? I mean, maybe. Let's see. So Tippy Martinez in here to pitch the 9th. UL Washington coming up here. And so we have a 9, which is, oh, there's that patient out thing again. And a 29 against a lefty. So that should have been a double, but because of this G4 thing, the 29 comes over here, and it's a pop out to second base. That's how I think that goes. So pop out to Lowenstein, who just came in the game, and is 1 away. So I think I'm getting a little bit better at that. So here it is, Brett versus Tippy. That's what we wanted to see. And here we go. That's a wheelhouse. And George Brett, see you later. George Brett with the wheelhouse 27. Goodbye. So Brett with a single and now a home run. And that's the matchup we wanted to see, but the ball is gone. The ball is gone. Somebody go get the ball, please. Somebody go get the ball. George Brett coming through to make it 8-6. Tippy, tippy, tippy. Amos Otis now. That's going to give us a tough 16. And that's going to be a strikeout. Strike him out. We haven't had many strikeouts today. And Hal McRae coming up. So he's a righty taking on the lefty. What does the bench coach say? Anything? Yeah, we're all set. Here we go. Hal McRae. And we have a 6. That's a tough 67. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. But the home run by George. Yes, I know, George. And that's where we stand. So, we're not bringing in Castro. We're going to bring in Castro's coming out. So, Bill Castro's coming out. And Dan Quisenberry is our closer. I like when they say that. Season Ticket does that. I like that. Shows you who the closer is. They have a lot of pitches. Look at how many pitches they have. Holy cow. And finally, I get the quiz. All righty. This has been fun. I've enjoyed this. A little longer than I wanted to do. I didn't want to be up till 1:30 tonight after work, but it's been an enjoyable game. Kicking off my replay, if you will. So here it is. Quisenberry on the mound. Martinez will come out. He's not going to bat. And Eddie Murray. Much needed insurance run for the Royals. Yes, it was. All right, Quisenberry. Trying to lock it up here on opening day. This is the beginning of my 1983 project. Hope you're enjoying this one. We've had a good one. Eddie Murray. We have an 8 that's in play 36 off a righty. Ooh, just missed it. And that'll be pop out to the shortstop. And Washington will come over, and there's one away. A 2-run lead here now for Quisenberry and the Royals. Ken Singleton, 0 for 2 today. He's the DH. Do they want to pinch hit anybody here? We've had a lot of pinch hitters here. Nope. And it worked out. They got those 2 runs in the 8th to get back in it. And now we have a defensive check. So the defense is an error on the second baseman. So let's check Frank White. His error is a 4. So the 4 with a 71. And that's going to be an out. And an out in the infield is a line drive. So right at the second baseman. And they're down to their last ups. Their last at bat. Gary Renicky, the left fielder, 1 for 4. 1 for 4. And they're going to let him ride. We've already had some pinch hitters. So Gary Renicky is the last hope. Help me, Obi-Wan Renoki. You're the last hope. Quisenberry trying to nail him down. 1, 2, 3. That's a tough 74. And that's going to be hit in the center field. Otis has plenty of room. And that will end opening day here for Baltimore and Kansas City. And it's going to be Kansas City winning this one 8-6. Started off kind of slow, but 8-6 is our final score. So let's save and exit. And let's fast play the day. And so that's what we have. So we have the game we played, 8-6 Royals. Rangers over the White Sox. Indians over the Athletics. And the Reds over the Braves. And that is that. So if we come back over here, let's take a look at our stats. Again, only a couple of games played. I'm probably in the way on some of this stuff here. Sorry about that. Am I? No, I'm out of the way. Oh, but the other camera is. So hang on 1 second here. I don't know if I can do that or not. How about that? Full screen, no webcam. How about that? Is that better? I'll have to get better at that. So there you can. There we go. So that's our standings. That's our standings, if you will, after a couple of games here. White Sox are in last place, by the way. And so that is that. So we will back this up here. Let me go back to my Studio B. And that is that. That was a fun time. Fun time. So, Digital Diamond's still working on the new version of the game, so they don't have it yet. So, but that is coming out. They keep showing all the screenshots and the updates, and it looks like it's going to be pretty neat. Like, if you like stats, it's really getting deep into the stats as far as searching and sorting and the whole bit. So if you're into that stuff, it should be fun. So anyway, all right, I'm Dave from Studio B, wrapping up the first game of many of Payoff Pitch 1983. Again, I picked up this season a while ago with hopes of doing this, and now it looks like it's going to pan out. So we'll play some games from time to time. So I'm Dave from Studio B. Late night here. I know I got to rest up. I got a busy week coming up here. Not as busy as last week, but still busy. So we'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming by. Bye-bye.